I don't think it'll be a 3-0. I think it'll be a 3-1. And I think I prefer herO, but I'm not 100% sold on my own kind of conviction there, I guess. So I guess we'll just see what happens as we kick off into it. Thank you so much, SR Fireball. Going to kick us off with the 61-month resub. We also had Ice9 on the 77-month resub as well earlier. 40 years life, missed you over the weekend. Appreciate it, mate. An SR Fireball. Dead game or not, keep it going. We are going to stay casting StarCraft 2, guys. I mean, I've said it a lot, but it's kind of obvious, right? I do think there will always be a place for StarCraft 2 eSports. The landscape may very well change if we don't have a major circuit, but I'm pretty confident we can continue to stream and continue to put on StarCraft 2 tournaments and have a good time. So, as long as you guys are here supporting and watching and tuning in, then that's all we ask for. And I will continue to do my part to keep giving you guys some games as well. So, there we go. Pool coming down, hatch pool. And no gas just yet from Reynor to give us a little bit of an idea of what the very first few moments of this is going to begin looking like. As we get ourselves going into game 1 of this best of 5. So it is best of 5 playoffs in the winner bracket, so no one's getting eliminated today. Obviously the winner of this advances through to the winner bracket finals, which means you're guaranteed top 3 in the tournament. Also, Coliseum is the largest online tournament that we have going on right now, so and likely for the foreseeable future. So this is a good chance to win some prize money, to get involved, get some dollars in the bank account for these players as we have our first game here. Starting up fairly comfortably on the ley lines, like I say, pool before the gas, or hatch pool before the gas, but I don't think Reynor minds that too much. That's obviously part of his plan here and how he's going to set up. I don't think herO can do too... I mean, it's going to be a slightly later link speed, so we'll see if herO can do anything to particularly take advantage of that in the near future. I don't necessarily think those opportunities should be really there, but we will see. As the Adept Chrono boosting out, the Stalker poking away at the Overlord, and that Overlord trying to make it down to this high ground right now. Is going to try and get across into position. You see a Queen on the way out, Stargate still building, the Nexus is on the way as well, so we continue to bring as much up of that as possible. As again, the Adept starts up on the gateway, Pro pulling back in toward the natural, Stargate in production, Nexus on the way, and now game number 1 of this best of 5. So like I say, off to a fairly reasonable start. Stargate, I think we're going to see, if we see 5 games, we see it, at least in 4 of them. I think herO might have one map where he might prefer a Twilight Council opening, more so to mix it up than anything else. I also think if he sees some good setups with the Stargates in game 1 and 2, I don't think he'll necessarily go into that Twilight for the map he might have potentially planned for it anyway, right? So, yeah, I think if he just feels as though his Stargate play is good, his Oracle control is there today, and that his opponent is struggling maybe a little bit with that, I think, right, hero's going to look at this and say there's no reason to steer away from what is working. Once the Adept and the Stalker together going to come through, I'm going to go after those couple of Queens, so get a little bit more damage dealt right there. Queens will continue to move up. The Adept going to get shoved away for a couple of moments as well, so a little bit of back and forth. You can just see those Queens pushing the Adept out of there. A few Lings still continuing to gather together. Again, Ling speed, Queens, drones, Lings, Spore Crawler, and Hatchery all continuing up for the moment. The Adepts continue to settle down in the middle of the map as well, so all of that continues through. And Ling speed coming up, the drones and the road drone coming online also. Spore Crawler going to be a part of this. Our Adepts make their way over. This is where they can start a trade with some of those Lings. Ling speed is now done, so before, even if Ling speed was a bit later here, it's not really going to turn out to be that much of an issue. It's going to get up and running nice and quickly. As the Adepts continue through, a few more Coop Tumors being nipped away at. We do have drones and Lings all continuing to produce right now, and the Adepts just going to shade their way up in toward the main base for the next few moments. Just making some moves over there. As we do have the Oracle still overhead, the Adept's going to keep on shading about and trying to keep active here for a few moments. The Oracles will activate, they will go after some of these Queens, and actually herO is going to succeed in getting rid of one Queen. The next Queen already taking some damage. The Adepts recall, I'm not sure how many of those got away. Oh, did they recall or did they just shade? Well, no, they're shading again now. I have no control of this, so I can't actually check, because herO takes a third base in the forward position. The forward third is not really usually seen in this matchup, so it's definitely a little bit interesting. That's very interesting as our Lings and our Lair continue up. The melee upgrade continues through as well. Just seeing our Twilight Council and our Forge and Adepts continuing to build into play. Adepts will shade across. Gain Twilight Council on the Forge. Few of those probes coming up as we speak. Just going to have the Adepts moving forward once again as the Zerglings make their way across looking for a counterattack against one of these hero walls that are notorious for being a little bit not ideal. Yeah, if you're not sure about the hero wall, he is very well known for having wall-offs that are not quite as good as they maybe should be. And yeah, today his wall's kind of fine. I mean, this forward base is a bit of a funky one, but drones and probes are going down, so both players are taking losses. Moving our way into charge as we speak, so again, charge and +1 on the way up as well. So we're getting that coming straight into play. And Deb's just going to keep moving around. This is 10 drones dead. It's taken Reynor a long time to clean this up, so taking a little bit of time, definitely being a little bit of a problem. The Ling's going to continue over. Those Adepts will now fall. That will be a cleanup. As we see the few drop lords coming through. The Queen's and the melee upgrade, pneumatized carapace as well, so overlord speed also coming up. We just get a lot of that on the way here, right from the start. As again, drones, Lings, and Queens all continue to build for the moment. So bringing up a bunch of that as... yeah, we even have the drop lord. Like I say, we are going to send it a little bit as Reynor definitely wants to get aggressive, and I'm not surprised. I think a lot of the Zergs may be trending towards a bit more of an aggressive stance in this matchup right now, more so than the typical, okay, I'm happy to kind of play into my lurkers in the later game in general. Protoss seem to be having a really good time figuring out that later game. Figuring out this new mothership and how effective you can be with that new mothership has definitely been a factor lately. I like this attack here from Reynor already, putting some damage in, making it a little bit difficult on the other side for his opponent here right away. I mean, we have to pull back here fully from herO, as he's losing a lot of probes, and this is not looking good for herO at all. I think he's lost way too much already. I think herO is in a lot of trouble, in fact. As we're going to be seeing the Queen's able to get rid of Oracle number 1, and now just trying to get rid of an Oracle 2. Oracle's activating, but they're just not doing enough damage quickly enough, which, yeah, I mean, herO has to give up the third base. This is not ideal at all. Going down to 2 bases sometimes can be fine, but going down to 2 bases when you've lost 30 workers because you've lost your entire main base because you didn't look at the Dropper Lord. And Reynor is going to get off to the races here as this aggressive opening is going to work absolute wonders for him. And Reynor is going to look to take game 1 of this matchup very soon. Yep, I mean, you don't really fight back from here as herO. There's not much to really be done in this scenario now. Just gets a little bit too difficult to really do much else. Well, Archon's going to try and hold on. I mean, herO will obviously make an effort, but like I said, he's lost too much, especially losing the units in the main base. The drop lord in the main really was the kind of the knife in the heart for herO, where I think he could have done very well otherwise. Unfortunately, he is just going to turn out to be not quite what he needed, as yeah, these roads will keep hitting. The few Archons are nice, but we need some kind of support for them. I mean, you can micro all you like with these with the War Prison. I'm not going to believe that that's going to be anywhere near good enough for for the moment. It's going to take a little bit more than that to convince me that we're going to be alright, as we do have a lot more Lings. The Roach is on the way. I'm just going to see GG called. Reynor is going to take the opening. Reynor going into Frostline for our second map. Overlord going to head out onto the map, just going to be setting up and getting moving. Summon pool on the way up. Overlord is being brought into play as well. It's just going to be having a pool first here from Reynor. And a little bit of aggro from him here on Frostline. So Reynor definitely coming into this series with any sort of a plan that involves not letting herO get comfortable and get set up, basically. that is what we're seeing, more or less, as we are going to have ourselves the Feelings coming out, the hatchery coming through. Nexus drops into place as our few Zerglings come up. Our gateway gets going. And we have ourselves a Cyber Core dropping into play as well. Just going to get that Cyber Core straight up ready to begin. Get that started immediately here. No surprises. There's Reynor. First Ling's coming across the map. And, well, herO is going to be in a position now where you have to be ready to deal with these Lings. As this probe is going to go out for the first time. And now he's going to realize what's up. And so herO is going to realize, uh-oh. Yeah, he did not have a scout, and so this is just Reynor taking advantage of the no scouting herO here on Frostline. Zealot Chrono Boost, the probes have to pull as this is an emergency broadcast. Probes are needed to protect their pylon. And boy, are they really needed as well right now. Absolutely necessary there as you do get a pretty good pull and surround on those Lings. It's a lot of lost mining time. It's a lot of probes pulled. That's a lot of damage for Reynor in itself. Ling's going to move up to the main base. The depth still continuing through. The additional drones are coming up here. A couple of those Lings still going after the probes as well. So just trying to get a little bit more damage done. As the Adept chases over, Zergling going to take some shots. For a few moments. We get that all set up. Queens will gather together. I mean, herO has dealt with this. Work account fine is more so, I think, about the cost of getting to this point, right? Again, pulling those probes off the mineral line for a significant period of time is going to be costly. It is going to be a factor, right? So these are already things which you have to kind of look at and say, okay, just gotta, hang back there a little bit, and that's going to make this a little bit intriguing for the next few moments as the couple of Adepts and a Zealot are going to come about. So they're going to get involved. I'm just going to try and put some pressure on. This is where herO can do very well, because obviously Reynor has got only slow Lings for a while. This is where herO can really come back and say, haha, this is my chance to come in, do some damage, make your life a little bit more difficult here, basically. This couple of Adepts will keep on shading about. Drones on the way through, the hatchery coming over. Stalker and the Oracle Warp Gate as well, continuing to build as the Adepts come across. Gonna start hitting that hatchery for a few moments, get some damage done. I mean, don't expect these units to be able to truly get rid of the hatch, but we are putting some pretty good damage onto it. I mean, it is genuinely going to go quite low on HP here, so hatchery does end up falling quite far down. Don't think it's far enough that's going to be an issue or anything, like I say, but yeah, a little bit of something going on right there. Oracle coming back out onto the map, just going to be moving across the other side. Long speed coming up, melee upgrade coming through. Let's have ourselves the Oracle going to provide the high ground vision. And yeah, just going to work on that for a couple of moments here. Just going to see the Oracles there to provide that vision, so the Overlord will get pinged away at, so a bit more damage continuing to be done. And the slow Zergling is going to work all the way around the left-hand side here, so they're going to come across, slowly get ready to move in towards the Natural or so as well. As you see the melee upgrade, the Overlords and Lings all reducing. Those Lings hitting the pylon, another pylon coming online as we speak. And you get Resonating Glaives on the way here as well, so bring that Resonating Glaives up, melee upgrade coming through. Drones move across. The Baneling Nest is going to come into play as well. The Oracle going to continue to hit a few of those Zerglings as the Oracles get behind this mineral line. They're going to go and see if they can get much done as well. Again, Resonating Glaives coming up, probes, the Robo Facility all coming over. Lings will continue to come about. And those adepts going to start moving over to that third base again. It's just going to go journeying across there for a couple of moments. We're seeing these adepts moving straight in, and that glaive's going to go to work here as Reynor's preparation does not seem good enough. Adept's going to hit, just going to be seeing the base going down. That's going to continue to shade. Blink's going to gather up. Just going to be seeing a Queen still moving about as well. Blink and the War Prism continue to come into play. Extra gates and the Hydras continue to come through. And now we have another push coming in from herO. Already did a lot of work here. Now the rest of this is going to come across the map looking very, very powerful. As we come straight over, a couple of Banes connecting. The Adepts are going to shade into the natural. And that's the problem. We've got to go deal with these Adepts. I'm not sure that's going to be easily done. Adepts going to fire. Prism goes down. The Adepts coming in from the other side. 10 drones, 11 drones going down. Damage absolutely stacking up right here. I'm just going to see the Adepts need to be careful about this shade because of the Banelings, but I mean, you're killing the drones to basically just go. But the Zerglings all continuing to come up right now, so a lot of Lings on the way. I mean, the problem is Lings just don't really deal with this, right? That is very much so the problem, in fact, is that Lings do not really deal with this in the slightest, so doesn't really help you out at all, unfortunately. And, I mean, they can slowly clean up, but if herO does just regather and go again, I do not think he needs to kind of keep pushing right now. I think he can take a couple of moments and, like I say, just reset and reestablish once more. I don't think he's in dire straits for the moment here. Let's just have our Kings and Queens continuing over. Hydras, Queens continuing across, the Forge coming over. Just let me see a couple Stalkers blinking back. Obviously, we have Blink Stalkers as well. The efficiency is going to be there for herO, and so Reynor has to tap GG's, and we get to go to a tied-up situation here. 1-1 in the best of 5. herO and Reynor go into game number 3 as we get to this one, and away we go. Let's see what goes down. Checkers coming down as we get settled for a couple of moments. Get set up to rumble. Antichasm cool. Gonna be our opening startup here. Nothing too crazy just yet. Take a moment or so. Get set up. Look to see where we are gonna go over the next couple of moments. Queen gonna be taking some shots. Couple queens coming through. Lings and drones coming over. We'll be having ourselves the Lings be coming up, the Stargate coming through. Getting this underway for a couple of moments. The Stargate coming online. Again, queens and Lings continuing their progress for a couple of moments. We get settled here. There is the Stargate building from herO, so we bring that over. Stalker moving about, coming around, obviously just doing a little bit of scouting in these early stages, trying to see a little bit of what's going on. Stalker going to poke about, Overlord taking a few shots, and we do have the Oracle there providing high ground vision. That lets the Stalker get that Overlord, so that's exactly what the Stalker wants to get. Some damage being done already. Again, our Oracle continues through. The warp gate is coming up. Couple Lings do continue there, cruising about for a couple of moments as well, trying to see what else they can get up to for a few moments. Well, Oracle's taking some damage as the Queens try and put themselves in good positions to deal with this, put themselves in as best a place as they can be. And we've seen the rest of the Lings going to go gathering up together, so again, just going to be regathering for a couple of moments. Get set up again, so again, just getting gathered. We will have ourselves the Oracle's just trying to find some stasis wards. We're not really doing much just yet. The first couple of stasis wards are going to be fairly, well, just fairly lacking in terms of doing much at all, honestly. We're just going to be seeing a couple of Lings on the counterattack. Going to be able to get in there, so we are going to get through for some damage. So in we go. Getting some work done. Ling's going to activate as well. Just going to be seeing the Lings continue to chase a couple of probes and chase away over to the sides. And 6 probes going down. Nice little bit of harassment here from Reynor already, so able to come through and do very well with this. We have ourselves the Queens and the Lings is going to continue around. Just going to see a couple of those units continue to move about as well. I mean, these Lings are really just still going for this. Nidus Network coming up as well, as Reynor is going to have the access point to the main base available for him here to try and do some more damage. So trying to succeed over in this direction. We've seen those Queens popping out. They're going to continue to try and get a little bit more done. Let's just see the Queens and the Lings firing away. A couple of probes going down. 3 workers going down here at the moment. Yeah, there's a lot of units. Can herO hold it off? I think honestly yes, because the Stalkers and the Adepts right now, plus the Cannon, doing a great job of just dealing damage here. We're running out of units beyond just the Queens, and if it's not going to be done with the Queens, I mean, we do target down that Stasis Ward, but that's damage spent on the Stasis Ward that's not spent on the units, and I just don't think Reynor has enough, and you can see that herO is going to have the numbers to take a 2-1 lead over an in-between map, so maybe this is where we will see a little bit of I would honestly like to see at least one longer game. Be nice. And drones moving about, just gonna be seeing that pool coming over. Gonna be having the setup here beginning. And I'm just gonna keep chrono boosting along. Just gonna get moving there for a couple more moments as we settle down. And the scouting continues. Nexus continues to build up. Couple gathering, Stargate, couple of probes, Depth and the Warp Gate all coming through. That's Nuclear Speed going to be a part of this as well, of course. It's going to be quite a factor. So we have ourselves this game for developing. Very exciting. Very, very exciting here for a couple of moments. We're just going to fight, and Depth going to be taking a couple of shots. The hatchery continue to come on in here for a couple of moments, so continue to bring that online. Just going to be seeing a couple of Depths together. We'll try and make some plays as herO gets the oracles across the map, and we'll try to start making some action happen over the next couple of moments. Away we go. We've seen our Oracle and our probes continue to come about here for a little bit longer, so a little bit more coming through right there. As you see our probes on the way out, so again, just going to come in with that. You see the Oracle moving around on the top side. Again, ready to drop down a stasis at the back here. Just trying to put this into a little bit of a position. The Oracle going to put another stasis down. Good defense so far from Reynor. Not letting those stasis wards do too much. A single drone on each one. You're happy with that? Should be looking pretty fine for you so far. Oh no! An Oracle going down. That's a mistake from herO. That's unnecessary. Oracle losses are almost always unnecessary, and anytime you lose one, it's going to be so much potential for later in the game that gets taken out. Twilight Forge, Nexus continuing through, the couple probes still coming about. Depths will gather on the top. We'll just be seeing the Adept still gathering there. Again, the +1 attack, the blink continue to come through. It's going to be seeing our Oracle still making a way across. The Adept's going to shade, but we'll mostly just find some creep tumors. But that isn't a bad thing, right? Delaying the creep, forcing the Queens to respend some energy there. Still a win. It's still something that benefits you as the Protoss player, so that is not a bad thing at all. As those few Lings continue to gather together, Adepts and Oracles moving around the top side as Lings run through and probes. They'll be taking some more damage. Great counterattack from Reynor, just hitting just as, you know, herO really is focusing on the other side of the map and is already able to start doing just a lot right there. Probes pull in, a few more workers going down. See ourselves the upgrades continuing through as well. Can we take a couple moments here? Set back up. Going to be the Stargate and the Fleet Beacon continuing into play right now. +1 and Blink coming in as well. So we just bring all of that through. The Oracle's putting some stasis wards down in the back as well. Away they go with that. Again, +1 and Blink going to be a part of this right now. All those little Lings just going to keep moving about here. And again, the Stargate and Fleet Beacon in production. So herO is getting to a stage, or well, at least wants to get to the stage where you start seeing that later game. This is what we've kind of been asking for a little bit. Some of that later game PvZ, some of that Stargate play, the Fleet Beacon give us a mothership. Those things we've been kind of looking towards as hopefully something we can get a little bit more on. +1 Blink and Flyer attack upgrades are currently all on the way through. Stalker's going to shoot. Shots coming about. The Scorpion's still on the way up. The Hive is on the way in. It's going to be seeing a couple of Hydras coming about as well. As you have the Stalkers getting a couple more shots coming out right now. And those couple carriers still continuing up. The Zealots are going to continue out as well. Just going to be seeing Ling Hydra pushing around down the bottom side. Ling's really wanting to get through there as we do have the Stalkers going to blink across. Cannon going to be firing back. The Hydra's going to get there for a couple of those Stalkers to take a lot more damage. Hydra's going to stay there as they knock down the pylons. A lot of probes already falling. Oracles will activate. Hydras will take a lot of shots. Carriers coming through as well. Lings and Hydra's going to get pushed the other way. And Stalker's still having to blink back for the moment as we just have the Interceptors trying to hold on, but I don't think herO is going to get the time needed to really get to that carrier count. I don't think those Interceptors are going to make the difference. Reynor's going to have more units swarming across here over the next few moments, so we are going to be very ready to go very, very soon here, basically. And to send this to the next stage as the Ling Hydra comes across. A couple of Zealots are going to get jumped on right away as well. We'll see the Hydras pushing back on the Stalkers a little further. And yeah, I mean, Interceptors continue to fall for the moment, so we continue to clean those out. 25 probes dead so far. My Hydra still gather up. Just going to be having our carriers coming across. I'm just going to step through. I mean, if we get rid of those carriers, this really is going to be game-ended, and we're going to get a game 5 between these two. We're not getting long games, but we're getting back and forth action, and that's what we're asking for. You know what? I said I didn't think it was going to go to 5 games. I was wrong. But Reynor is hitting with some really good attacks. He's really making it difficult for herO to get stable in these games. So yeah, we'll be back playing catch-up. But if you want to watch them live, there's obviously other English streams happening. Just mentioning while we're on the topic. Now, though, it's time for game number 5. Let's get this underway. As we have game 5 of this series starting up right now. Let's get rolling as we have ourselves low ground gateway coming through. There's pylon in the wall. Awesome says he's been enjoying it. And there it is coming down right now. We've seen a pro coming into the bottom left-hand side, so it's going to go for a little bit of a scout as well for the next couple of moments. Trying to see what's going on. Probe, gate, continuing up. Hatch, gas, and pool on the way in. The additional drones are coming about as well. Just going to get those all started. Obviously, El Dorado, super interesting map because you have so many options of how to expand. Now, Reynor getting blocked on the natural already takes a third on the top of the map. We'll see where we expand to as herO. If herO wants to play the long game, if he wants to see the stage of the game he's just not seen at all so far in this series, then herO is going to be wanting to move towards... More than likely, he's going to be wanting to move towards a... the bottom of the map and kind of setting up down over there. Sorry, I got myself confused. But yes, get set on like the bottom portion of the map and going through there and basically just expanding away from the Zerg as best as possible because that's going to make it more difficult for the Zerg to break through. If he expands to the bottom and Reynor doesn't have a pathway on the bottom, then attacking through the top is going to be terrible for Reynor because he'd have to go up this ramp. It's going to be very tough for him as well. As that link speed starts up, the couple of queens are on the way, drones and lings build up also. We just have ourselves Stargate and the Nexus continuing through for a few moments. The Adept continues into play. Gonna start shading forward there. And we have that Stargate about to complete. Just gonna have a couple of probes, the Adept, the Warp Gate, all coming through. Link speed, Overlord, and a Queen in production as well. And the Adept is going to move up into the natural. So, a little bit of a look to see what's going on as we do have ourselves the Adept continue to shade around. The Queen going to be there. The Adept shading. Link speed on the way up as well. So again, just try and take whatever we can get from this so far. Adept is obviously going to apply some of this early pressure and try to see where we should be going to. A couple of little shader rounds continuing. And we move out of there for the moment. Just going to back it up for a little bit. So Adept actually gets caught, so the Ling's going to get a catch. The Adept will go down. The Oracle will try to come across, decides not to bother in the end. Thought the Oracle was going to just commit and just say, let's go, let's do this. But no, it decides not to. Pulling back as the rest of the Lings come over. The Nexus is going to get... hit upon here for a few moments. It's a little bit of damage being done, and our oracles continue to produce from the Stargates. As our Queen's still gathering together as well. Drone Spore Queens coming on in. The Evolution Chamber from Reynor as well, obviously going to be an important part of this. Oracle's going to move around down to the bottom side for a little bit. Again, the Evolution Chamber and the additional drones all coming up as well. Now the upgrade building, Overlord in production. Again, the drone continuing to produce. Will come across. The Zergling's going to be there. They're going to fight around for a little bit, and they're actually going to get in. Uh-oh, herO. The herO wall coming to bite him at the worst possible time. Now, the Oracles are here to defend. We'll see a few of those Zerglings already beginning to go down. As Reynor's going to be just setting up himself. And the blink coming through, the battery coming up. That's quadruple Oracle, by the way, so we've got a ton of Oracles to continue applying pressure with here. As they come straight across, they're going to activate straight onto this hatchery, so they're going to get onto that immediately right now. That hatchery gets cancelled up. We see the Oracles coming back around to the south side for a couple of additional moments. Oracles are heading down to the bottom here. And we do have, again, the blink coming online, the melee upgrade coming through. We got a lot of that ready to rumble. There's a lot of links through the top side of the map as well, as the Oracles still make their way over. And gonna activate here for the Queens. They're gonna try and succeed. See if we can get a grab on these. With so many Oracles, obviously, the run-bys, you would kind of hope, I mean, maybe it's just worth leaving an Oracle at home. If you've got 5, I get it. The idea of building a lot of these Oracles is if you build so many, you overwhelm the, the anti-air. But is it not just, I mean, these Lings keep getting in. I guess you should just be, I guess the idea from here is that you shouldn't be letting the Lings in the first place, but obviously that is not quite happening, so. Blinking +1 continuing up. Storm is on the way in as well. Hatchery drop down in both locations to get both the hatches into play. And yeah, Storm continues up. The Blink continues into play as well. Then we have our Queens and the Spire coming through too. And the Oracle's going to come back around into the center for the moment. Couple more Warpins coming by. Gonna see how Oracles continue to come across the other side. The Queens are going to be there. They're going to be able to fire up a little bit. The Storm, the Charge, +1 attack, all coming online. Things moving about. The Oracles are going to be overhead, and again, just finding a bunch of those Lings. The rest of the army starts to come across as well. Reynor with an opportunity right now, I feel like, to really get some work and some damage done. Still going to get underneath. That Overlord going to just take a little bit more damage. Army sets up, and again, we'll just sit there for a few moments. Charging +1, both coming through. A +2 melee upgrade. We got mutas on the way from Reynor, so I like the switch up, and that's something that might catch herO very unprepared, right? Because we're in a situation here where herO's current preparation is, well, I guess he does have some cannons and batteries. Obviously, if he's being aggressive and these mutas get across the map, though, there is always going to be potential that something comes of that, so something to think on as our Stalkers get rid of a couple of circlings. The Oracles are still just going to be there, continuing to hit this for the moment. More Stasis Swords coming up. Stalker's going to get underneath. The Muta's going to take some damage. They're going to get pushed the other direction as well. Just going to get shoved the other way as the Stalker's going to get there. The Zealots are going to take some more hits too. Lings getting wrapped around. Quite a lot of Zealots getting caught in those by those Lings. Once again, though, the Stalkers are there to try and capitalize and take down a few more. And the Oracles, which honestly just seem as though they have endless energy because of the fact there's so many. Roaches, Ling's going to be there. Another couple of Storms coming down as well, so we continue to drop those Storms in. I'm actually Blink down, going to find a lot of the Queens over here kind of doing their own thing, so they're going to be caught vibing. And unfortunately for them, vibing is not allowed in this game. herO has declared it, so Queens get pushed away, and herO's going to continue with quite the force. More Lings and more Mutas on the way still from Reynor, so he's going to double down on what he's been building so far. Yes, do you find the Prisms to reinforcements are going to be cut off now? I mean, this is Reynor basically just saying, I can fight this, and he's going to see if he can. Of course, without reinforcements, you'd think there would be a better chance than before, but I just don't think it's good enough as herO's army looks as though it's going to live through, even if it can't reinforce directly. He is warping in across the map, and he is bringing those units over. So he is bringing those out to the other side. I see another Stasis dropping down into place. The Ling Roach Queen gathering as well. As Lings and Roaches are going to come stepping forward now, as we are going to see the Stalkers just blinking back. Let that Archon take some of the hits, splash up a little bit. Well, Stalkers coming through. Supplies are still pretty even. It's just even. Doesn't really cut it when you're playing Muta Roach. Like, none of this is a fighting army, unfortunately, as the few additional units continue through. The Stalker's going to get there. That hatchery is going to go down. So the hatchery will fall. And yeah, Stalkers will just continue to do their thing, continue to hit through this, and put this into a better and better place. Warling Muta continuing up. Next is on the way as we speak. Rest of our Mutas coming through. Just going to fly overhead, going to go after the cannon, going to go after some probes. Stalker's actually stepping up to this high ground as well. Also going to get involved here and try and find a little extra. Just going to be seeing the Mutas and Lings still really trying to get there. See if they can make a difference or not. Reynor's taking a little bit of a supply lead back. I mean, the Muta's trying to come across the map as well. Not really doing too much yet. Reinforcements coming from the Prism once more. See if we can keep the Prism alive this time. It would obviously be huge if we could. Would do a lot for you if that Prism stays up and running. Stalker step up. Ling's going to come about. Just going to be having the gateway still coming down also. Stalker's going to turn around. I mean, I still think herO is very much so in control of this, but you absolutely got to take every precaution in playing this out correctly. You do not want to go a step too far. You do not want to get caught in the wrong places. The Stalker's going to continue to step about, and again, a couple of Queens are going to come through as well. A bit more damage being done there. More corrosive vials. Our Stalker Archon moving over, and Reynor says GG's. He knows he can't take this army on, and herO is going to take this one 3-2, and he's going to advance